Welcome to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to be having a look at Filecoin, but this is going to be a higher time frame video. There will also be a lower time frame video above here. So check that out if that's more what you're interested in. Let's get into the charts and see what's going on. Okay, so the main way that I'm looking at this is that either this move to the upside is forming a part of a bigger corrective move to the upside here, or we could argue that it could be a wave one, but it is very choppy in here, so I'm a bit skeptical of this. It would make more sense if this is a corrective move, but we'll have to see. The alternative is that we could actually be either completed a high point here and looking to break down in a bigger way, or alternatively from further back here we could have actually something as a bigger flat correction. So we're going to go over these different counts and what these mean for the price in the future. Now if we are looking at this in the terms that we are looking at this possibly as an A, B and a C to the downside here, what we could actually see is this be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then actually still looking for a fifth wave to the downside. Now this would also tie into the other idea that if we do have a high here of a bigger cycle, what this could end up being is this could be we see a bigger B wave retracement and a C wave to the downside. But what I'd be looking for here to actually complete this move would actually be looking to break down one more time here, looking for this zone of this $1.80 to this $1.08. Now this would be treating this as a fourth wave, as a flat correction here, where this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then looking for this as a fifth wave. Now we don't have good impulsive structure at the moment, but this can always be developing, so we need to just be aware of that. Now, if within this, what we would not like to see is actually a break back above this high of this fourth towards this $9.54. If we do break back above this fourth wave here, it becomes more likely that we have one of the other options playing out. So we're going to go over those in a second, but this is looking for this as a C wave to the downside. So we would be looking for that potential to actually come back down here towards this $1.80 to this $1.08. Now, if this is the case and we do have this as a bigger flat correction here, this would actually not be useful in the sense of trying to find targets to the upside, because we don't really have anything to pull off of if we lose this low, because if we lose this low, then we can't say that this is starting to trend to the upside. So we need to just keep an eye on this. If we actually lose this low of this $2.28, we could actually see this be a corrective move, and then we would have to just solely base projections off of the additional structure to the upside that we're getting. If we'd have to be mindful that if we get a 3-wave move to the upside, it could mean continuation down. Now if we get a 5-wave move to the upside, this could actually start to form structure which forms a bigger move up. Now what we need to be aware of here is there is also the potential that this could actually be forming in a diagonal, and what we could have is that actually this fourth wave is further back here, and this is forming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what this would look like is something along these lines. We would be looking at this as potentially a 1, 2, looking for another 3-wave move here for this wave 3, which would not be allowed to cross this $2.01. Now, if we did see a 3-wave move develop to the downside here, not crossing this, what we could then be on the lookout for is the potential to actually see an additional 4th wave to the upside. Now, this 4th wave could potentially come back up here into this zone of this 492 to this 471. And then what we could see is that possibility of an additional 5th wave to the downside. So this would be looking potentially for the zone of this $1.86, and it would not be allowed to cross this $1.03. Now this obviously is solely dependent on not pushing back above this 957, and we would want to see a 5-wave move develop. Now we can argue there is something like this as a diagonal playing out here. We could see a 3-wave move up and then a continuation down where this becomes A, B and C. So we're going to have to watch that on the lower time frames and see if that actually plays out. But if we do see something like this, this could actually mean that this 5th wave is actually completing from further back here. Or alternatively, what we could also argue is that if we're looking at this as a W and X and then looking for a Y wave, what this could mean is that this is our A wave, this is our B wave, and then this is all our C wave to the downside. So we'd have to just wait and see if this confirms. And obviously this is very speculative because we do not even have the 3rd wave and a 3-wave move here, but I'm just looking out for this if we do continue to break down here. The other way that we can talk about this is looking to actually maintain this low of this $2.2860. If we do manage to maintain this, what we could then argue is that we could have something like this where this is an A, this is a B, and then we're looking for this C wave to the upside. Now the 1-to-1 of this would actually be here towards this 257.73. Now, there are obviously also extensions that we could see above this, which would be this 771, this 1,519, and this 4,444. Now, if we did have to move up to this would be aligning with a third wave. It is quite a big move up. It is technically possible, so we can't really rule it out, but what we just need to be mindful of is that, you know, there's not a lot of confidence in this as a wave one, so I would be primarily looking for these corrective targets, this 121, 1236, and this 1382 as a more sort of reasonable level that I would be looking at as price being able to move into. Though with this as crypto, nothing is impossible. Okay, so if we are arguing that's the case, what we would be looking for is actually saying that what we have here is W, X, and Y, and is completed. Now, this could potentially be the case as long as we continue to maintain this low that we have down here, which is sitting towards this area here of this $2.48. If we maintain this low and we continue to push out of this zone and set higher lows, higher highs here, what we could actually be doing is starting to trend to the upside. Now, what I would be looking for here would basically be something like this, where we have this as a 1, 2, looking for this as a bigger third wave to the upside, a fourth and a fifth towards this $60 to this $43 area. Now, this would be the first part of this sequence. We'd need to see this in order for us to even start getting bullish about the movements here. Now, the key thing here is that even if this corrective move is not completed and we still have a little bit lower to come here, we need to maintain this $3.30. And what we'd want to see is this play out in a three-wave move to the downside. Now, within this, it is possible we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more drop to the downside for a fifth wave. Now, if we did drop down here, I would be paying attention towards this $4 area, because this is obviously a psychological level, as well as bringing us back into this golden pocket area. So this would be quite an interesting zone to keep an eye on if we do actually push down here one more time. If we do manage to find support here, potentially we could look for that turnaround. Obviously, until we actually take this high, we need to be cautious that there is always the potential that this could become A, B, and then C, and it would still not invalidate this idea of finding support and looking to push to the upside. But what it would then mean is that this is going to take a lot longer to play out, because we'd be looking for this to complete, then we'd be looking for a B wave to the upside, and then we'd be looking for another C wave to the downside. So this would mean that this would take quite a long time to actually play out if this is the case. However, if we do look to actually complete higher up here, it isn't likely in my opinion, but I suppose we could argue this is W, this is an X, this is Y, and it could be done. Now, if that's the case, what you want to see is price starting to break above some of these key highs here and actually getting back above this wave one over here at this $9.46. We want to get back above this and start getting this move to the upside. Now, one thing we'd have to be cautious of here, because there are a couple of ways that we could look at this, is that actually until we break this 1-to-1 level as well, I would just be cautious that we could see something like this as A, B, and a C, in which case we could see a move up towards this 1575, and this would actually just mean that we're still within a corrective move here, where potentially, if we're going to look at this as W, X, and Y, we could actually see this as A, B, and C, and then we could actually start to form a more corrective move to the upside. So this would then tie into the idea that this could be an A wave, a B wave, and we could actually look to break down at a lower point. So we need to be aware that, you know, really until we actually break above some of these key levels and actually start to get good structure, even if we did move up towards anywhere between this 89.49 and this 24.27 area, what we could even see is a bigger move up here, still facing rejection and then looking to sell off. So we're going to have to monitor the structure. What we want to see is nice, clean 5-wave move up here for more confidence that this is actually the beginning, before looking for a 3-wave move to the downside and then getting that continuation to the upside again in additional 5-wave structure. Even if we did get a 5-wave move here, this could also just become A, B, and C, and then we actually look to push down. So we're going to have to monitor the internals here, but these are the things that I'm currently looking at within the chart. Now, if we have a look here as the volume profile for this entire range, what we can see is that we do actually have this value area high, which is sitting towards this zone of this 1237.81. Now, if we did see an additional move up here where this becomes A, B, and C, this could be quite an interesting level to keep an eye on, because this would actually tie into actually retesting this potentially as a one-to-one. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on that if we do move to the upside. Alternatively here, we can see that the point of control for this entire area as a range would be here at this 579. So any kind of a three-wave move back up into this could actually trigger a continuation within the structure to the downside, which could actually tie in with that idea of looking to break down in a bigger fifth wave. So we're going to have to be a little bit patient with this one. As technically speaking, as long as we hold this low here of this $2.28, we can potentially look for that possibility of a reversal to the upside. If, however, we start to break down too deep, it becomes more likely that we are going to see a new low come in here, and we could actually still be looking for that fifth wave to the downside. So the early warning of this would be losing this $3.30. If we start to lose this $3.30, this becomes likely that we're going to see continuation to the downside. Partly because we would have lost, the support of the structure. Technically speaking, we could still look to find support lower down and form a double bottom perhaps. But it wouldn't look good structure-wise if we do start to lose that zone. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. Everyone have a great day. See you in the next one. Take care.